back to my YouTube channel. Today's video I'll be showing you how I make my thumbnails, and I'll be showing you a step-by-step tutorial, so I hope you guys enjoy. Before we get started, the apps you'll be using for this is picsart, phonto, and Pinterest, but Pinterest is optional because one, you can use just pintrest.com, which I'll be using, but you may prefer the app. Or you could just use Google. It's just for searching images for the background, which I'll go more in depth later. But yeah, that's it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So the first thing we need is the background for the thumbnail. So you can go to pintrest.com or open up your Pinterest app. You want to search up what type of background you want. Like you might want a green background, it really depends. And then you want to scroll and see if you like any. There is a ton of stuff on Pinterest. You could also use just Google to find images, and yeah. Once you find the image you want to save it. Then want to go to photos, but you only want to do this if it hasn't already been in thumbnail form. So you want to go to edit, and you want to press like this kind of border thing, and then on the bottom of your screen you can see different options to change the size of your image, but you want to do the one that I have selected, and you can also move around like what you like, where you want it to be in the photo. And then once you found that, you want to press done. Then want to open up Picsart and click on your image. And as you can see below, you have so many tools that you can play around with, but I definitely recommend using blur, which is on effects, and play around with it to get the blur that you want. Then you should go to brushes and pick any brush that you want to use. I definitely recommend using sparkles. It just gives your thumbnail more flavor, I guess. So you should just put them all around. And now I'm going to tell you a couple things that you can add to your thumbnail to make them better besides the text. One, I definitely recommend adding a GFX. Sadly, I do not know how to make a GFX. My sister makes my GFXs, so I can't do a tutorial. You can get someone that can commission you a GFX, or you could just learn how to make a GFX. It's really easy, I think, once you get the hang of it. Another good thing that you should add is overlays. So I'll put a link in the description to get an overlay. But what you can do is that you can just go on Pinterest again or on Google and search up for overlays spiral, because that's the one that I definitely recommend using and the one that I'm using. This is how you work with overlays. So once you got your overlay, you want to go to blend and you want to press overlay, and it might look a bit weird at first, but then you want to go to opacity, and then you want to play with the opacity a bit. You can also adjust the overlay, so maybe you don't want it directly in the middle and stuff, but yeah, and then it looks really nice and adds more detail to your thumbnails. Next thing that I'm doing is just adding different overlays to my thumbnail to make it more decorative. So this is completely optional and what you want to do. I just like adding butterflies because it kind of matches the aesthetic of it, but you could add anything you want, and yeah, but basically that's kind of it for the decorating part, and then we're going to move on to text. Now I'm going to show you how I add my text. I want to go to phonto and put your image, and then the first thing I would like you to do is you want to press add item, which is pointed right here, and press this square. This creates a border for your image, and it just looks so much better with the border. You just have to play with opacity to make it like mine, but technically that's a really good other detail that is better done in phonto than in picsart. So that's that. Well, I don't know why this is happening just to me, but when I put the border, I can't put the text on the border, so I have to put it on the bottom. But you want to add text and type whatever you want. So a good recommendation is to, if you're like, for example, if it was how to make my thumbnails, then I definitely recommend to like maybe how to make different font, different style, color, and then thumbnails is a different font like I'm doing, just so that's not all the same font and is diverse. If you want me to give a tutorial on how I get my fonts on mobile, I could definitely do that, or you could just search it up if you're having trouble. Then you want to go to style, and you want to play around with like what color you want. Like maybe you want to make it a stroke, and it doesn't always have to be the colors that you can choose from. You can also customize it a bit. Then you can go to style and put a shadow. You can do so much stuff to make your text better, and then you just want to do that all around with different fonts. And that's how I make my thumbnails. If you have any questions, feel free to comment it down below. I'll try to answer it. And yeah, you could just rearrange your text, and then once you're done, you can save it by clicking the little save button on the bottom. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!